And when you're ready to go into a lovely relaxed state of being, just take a deep breath in, allow your eyes to close, and just allow that breath to exhale now. That's right. And in a moment I'm going to ask you to imagine certain things, but it doesn't matter if you find you can't imagine all the things I'm asking you to. You might even find your mind wandering quite a bit, so that my voice just fades into the background. But that doesn't matter either. The sound of my voice is going to continue to relax you, and it really doesn't matter if you don't hear a single word I say, because very soon now, you're going to be more relaxed than you've ever known. And now I want you to think about the top of your head. Many people don't realise that tension, it often starts in the little muscles of the scalp. So I want you to think about those little muscles and the skin of your scalp, and just allow them to let go and relax. And now all the muscles of your face, just let them go slack. Your forehead and your eyes and eyelids, the cheeks, mouth and jaw muscles. And it's a wonderful feeling when you let your face totally relax, because you can actually feel the skin settling and smoothing out. And it might mean that your mouth opens slightly, but whatever's best to you, just let it happen. Unclenching your teeth and relaxing your tongue, because the more you physically relax, the more you can mentally relax. Thinking about your neck and shoulder muscles now. That's it. Allowing any tensions to just drain away. Then into the tops of your arms, letting all those tensions just drift as you think on down through your elbows, into your forearms, down to your wrists, and into your hands, right the way down to the very tips of your fingers and tips of your thumbs. Just letting all those muscles let go and relax. And now just think about your breathing, noticing that you're breathing even more steadily, even more slowly, as you relax more and more. So you can just let any tension in the chest area simply drain away. As you think on down to your stomach muscles, letting those muscles relax too. And that's it. Just think down into your back now. The long muscles, either side of the spine. Really just let those muscles relax. And your waist and your main thigh muscles, as you think on down to your knees, down through the shins and calves, just allowing all those areas to relax and let go. As you think on down to your ankles, through your feet, into the very tips of your toes. All the muscles of your body just so beautifully relaxed and easy and so very lazy. And now you're so beautifully relaxed. Nobody wanting anything, nobody expecting anything, and absolutely nothing whatsoever for you to do except to relax. And I want you just to let your mind and your imagination drift, feeling lazy, easy and comfortable. And I want you to imagine that you're standing on the terrace of a lovely old house. A house like a stately home or country mansion. And you can feel the sun on your head and shoulders. Not too hot, just comfortable. And there's a gentle breeze playing against your skin. As you look around you, you notice an elegant marble flight of steps. 10 broad steps leading down into a beautiful sunken garden. A garden where you sense peace, well-being and comfort. And so make it really vivid in your mind now. And in a moment, I'm going to count down from 10 to 0. As I count all the way down from 10 down to 0, I want you to imagine that each number is a step down on this beautiful staircase, a step down towards this beautiful garden. And with each step you take, it's another step down into deeper and even deeper levels of relaxation, so that by the time you get to 0, you'll be as deeply relaxed as you can ever imagine, while still being able to hear and respond to the sound of my voice. 10. Take the first step down now, relaxing and letting go. 9. Feeling more and more relaxed. No need to hurry. Plenty of time. 8. Moving down easily now. 7. Deeper and deeper. 6. Deeper still. Your breathing becoming slower and steadier. 5. Really relaxing now. Just let go. 4. Becoming calmer and calmer. 3. Calmer still now. 2. More and even more relaxed. 1. All the way down now to 0. And now you find yourself in this wonderful garden, and you can feel the softness of the newly cut grass beneath your feet, as the scent of masses upon masses of brightly coloured flowers seem to envelop you. And there's the gentle sound of birds singing, echoing faintly in the stillness of the air. It's almost a magical place, stretching into the distance as far as the eye can see, in all directions, with beautiful shrubs, tall, elegant trees, and an ornamental fountain which seems to feed into a gently trickling stream. And this fascinates you, and you wander to the edge of the stream and gently lower yourself down onto the soft grassy bank. And as you do so, you notice 2 trees growing by the bank of a river, a tall tree and a small tree. And that small young tree, it knew how to wave and dance in the breeze. It knew how to be very flexible, and when the wind blew, it enjoyed changing its perspective. It enjoyed just dancing and moving and dancing. It would see so many things when it changed its perspective. And that big tree was so inflexible. It used to envy the small tree, but it was a little bit scared of changing its perspective. It was a little bit nervous about it. So one day I asked the small tree, how do you do that? How do you change the way you see things? How do you change the way you enjoy things? And the little tree said, well, you must kind of let go. And you just let it happen. And so the next time when that wind blew and the big tree really wanted to let go, the little tree just said, you can do it. You can make those changes. No need to be afraid. Your roots go down deep in the ground, and you can have inner stability, even though you're moving with the winds of change, enjoying the dance, that inner dance of life. And you can allow that to happen all by itself. And that big tree was so happy, feeling its way into a new way of seeing things. And because it had a new way of seeing things, it also had a new way of recalling things, bringing back images when it wanted to recall the dance. And that big tree also learned, as it got more flexible in its behaviour and its perceptions, that what it thought was the horizon was really only a limitation it was placing on itself. And as it danced and swayed and danced, it could see further and further, fields beyond towns. It could even see the sea in the distance, and it was so happy to have a new way of seeing things. So happy to know that it could recall in a new way pleasant images, pleasant memories. And so you just sit for a while, gazing into the cool, clear water, marvelling at the sense of tranquility that sweeps over you now, and listening to the faint sound of the fountain splashing into the pool that feeds this gentle stream. And your eyes begin to close, and you just go off into a deep and relaxing sleep. And as you sleep, you have a dream. Imagine yourself standing on the very top of a green hill on a tropical island, and you can feel the warmth of the sun on your head and shoulders. You can see the long grasses around you moving slightly in the gentlest of breezes. And when you look down the hill, you can see a narrow, winding path that disappears into a small forest. And beyond the forest, you can see the ocean, with sunlight from the clearest of blue skies glancing off the tops of the waves in the bay, so that the whole ocean seems to shimmer and sparkle. And you begin to move lazily and easily down the path, with the ferns and grasses brushing gently against your legs as you pass. And you just catch the faint smell of salt borne in on the breeze, and become aware of the distant sound of the ocean on the shore. Maybe hear seabirds calling faintly from a long way off. And you marvel at the deep sense of calmness and tranquility that just sweeps over you now, as you move on down and down towards the forest, moving so easily, so effortlessly. You feel almost as though you're floating on air, and in no time at all, you find yourself drifting through the trees, their leaves closing overhead to form a canopy, their branches making an irregular pattern against the clear blue of the sky. It's pleasantly cool in the forest, and the gentle sound of birds singing, echoing faintly, and the scent of the trees and undergrowth relaxes you further still as you move easily into the inviting depths, becoming lazier and even lazier with each step you take. You can hear a river somewhere, its gurgling sound gradually mingling with the sound of the ocean, because it can be so pleasant to just saunter beside a river and to watch it flowing along effortlessly. And you don't need to push along a river, because a river can get there on its own so effortlessly, and no matter what, it can find its way, and you can find your way without even trying. The river winds its way around rocks and obstacles, and there may be rocks, and there may be difficulties, but it does find a way, and it finds the right way for it to overcome difficulties and problems. And isn't it nice to know that you can also overcome those problems and difficulties, just like the river? And how reassuring to be aware that you will find the right way to achieve the right outcome for those particular problems and difficulties that is just right for you. And how comforting it is to know that you have the same strength and flexibility as the river to find the right way around those rocks and obstacles, as those particular rocks and obstacles continue to develop. As you follow the winding path down and down towards the beach that you know is in front of you, weaving through the trees and brushing aside the occasional piece of foliage, until quite suddenly you feel the warmth of the sun on your head and shoulders, and you find yourself on a beautiful deserted beach, a beautiful golden shoreline sweeping away in a gentle curve in front of you, to a distant point where the trees seem to come right down to the shoreline, so that their branches actually seem to overhang the ocean itself. And you can feel the sand warm between your toes as you stroll lazily across the broad beach to the water's edge. The sand becomes a darker golden colour when you get there, and you enjoy the change to a firm coolness beneath your feet as you wander along the shore, leaving a lazy trail of footprints in the sand behind you. And every so often, a larger than usual wave sends rivulets of water foaming around your feet, and as they recede, you notice how the sand is washed away from tiny coloured pebbles, glinting like jewels in the sun. The smell of the ocean, the sunlight on the waves, the sound of the water hissing over the sand. All these things seem to create a sense of timelessness for some unknown reason. Then you find yourself a comfortable position, a grassy hollow maybe, to just sit and gaze out across the rolling depths to the horizon, maybe trickling warm golden sand idly through your fingers. There's a faint haze, which makes it difficult for you to see exactly where the sky stops and the ocean starts. As you try to fathom it out, you see a small white cloud appear from somewhere near the horizon, and it comes towards the island quite quickly, growing larger as it approaches, until it's immediately overhead. the largest, fluffiest, whitest cloud you can ever remember. And you somehow know, just by instinct, that you can let all your worries, all your cares, all your fears just drift up towards this large white cloud. You can actually see them drifting away from you in a long, slow spiral, maybe like smoke from a bonfire, just spiraling away from you towards this large white cloud. And the cloud absorbs all your worries into itself, swallowing up all your fears and anxieties, and becoming steadily darker all the time, until, just as it reaches its darkest, just as the last part of that spiral of your worries and cares disappears inside it, the sun bursts through, dispelling every one of your worries, every one of your fears and anxieties to the edges of the universe, leaving you totally relaxed and perfectly at ease with yourself, without a single care in the world. And now all your troubles and cares having floated away from you, you set yourself down into a comfortable position and just drift off into a deep and relaxing sleep. And so now you've become so deeply relaxed, so deeply asleep, that your mind has become so sensitive, so receptive to everything I say, that everything I put into your mind will sink so deeply into the unconscious part of your mind that will have a very deep and lasting impression and will become a part of your inner realities. And consequently, these suggestions that I place into your unconscious part of your mind will begin to exercise a greater and greater influence over the way you think, over the way you feel, and over the way you behave. And because these suggestions will stay firmly embedded in the unconscious part of your mind, they will continue to exercise the same great influence in the weeks, months, and years to come. They will become more and more a part of your inner realities as you continue to take positive steps into the future. And you are now so very deeply relaxed that everything that I tell you is going to happen, and it will happen for your own good, exactly as I tell you. And every feeling that I tell you, you will experience, and you will experience exactly as I tell you. And these things will continue to happen to you every day, and you'll continue to experience these same feelings every day, more and more powerfully, when you're at home, or at work, or wherever you are. And during this deep sleep, you're going to feel healthier and fitter in every way, and you'll feel more alert and experience a wonderful feeling of well-being, both mentally and physically. And from now on, you will have more energy, more enthusiasm, and feel more optimistic as you continue to develop a more positive outlook on life every day. You'll become so deeply interested and enthusiastic in whatever you are doing, or whatever is going on around you, that you focus outwardly. You no longer think about yourself so much and allow any problems to hold you back. And from now on, you will see any problem that arises as a challenge, any difficulties you encounter as a test for you to overcome. Altogether, you will approach things with a much more positive attitude in every way. And every day, your nerves will become stronger and steadier, your mind calmer and clearer, and you'll feel more in control of your feelings and emotions. You'll feel more composed, more centered, more at peace with yourself, and you'll begin to develop an inner strength and calm, and a self-belief that you can achieve anything you want to when you focus your mind. And you'll be able to think more clearly, concentrate more easily, and you'll be able to give your whole undivided attention to whatever you are doing, to the complete exclusion of everything else.